Settle down, settle down. Why are you doing this? I thought we were friends. Oh, we were. But Tirek offered me so much more than just tea parties. Surely you saw this coming. I didn't. I really didn't. Discord couldn't take any more and shut off the television and made it disappear. Seeing what he had done had made him sick to his stomach. He knew that he had caused a lot of damage, and that Tirek was the main cause of it. Discord? Called a timid voice, and Discord looked down to see Fluttershy coming towards his tree. Coming, my dear Fluttershy, replied Discord, trying to hide what he was doing. Floating down from the tree, he approached Fluttershy and hugged her like a normal friend would. What brings you here? But Discord could see that Fluttershy looked concerned, and knew that she was going to catch on his feelings eventually. I've just been worried about you, Discord. Ever since Tirek was sent back to Tartarus, you've been acting different. Would you care to tell me what's wrong? Discord let out a heavy sigh and flew up to a nearby cliff that overlooked the site where Twilight and Tirek had their fight, not far from Celestia Luna's old castle. Fluttershy followed Discord to the cliff and sat down next to Discord, while she listened to what he had to say. Sorry I've been acting strange, Fluttershy. I just can't stop thinking about what I did whilst I was allied with Tirek. That moment where I imprisoned you and your friends in that cage, well, I just can't get it out of my head. Fluttershy knew exactly what Discord was talking about. Up until the moment that Tirek betrayed Discord, she felt like Discord had stabbed her in the back. All the times that they had had together had seemingly gone out the window, and Discord would once again be an enemy of Fluttershy and her friends. You apologize for what you did. I'm sure most of Equestria has forgiven you. Not every pony will forgive me. Twilight's brother, from what I hear, wants me to pay dearly for what I've done. But there is something else that I feel like needs to be done. What? What is it? Asked Fluttershy as a gust of the cold sunset wind blew at them. In an effort to keep Fluttershy warm, Discord produced a scarf and placed it around Fluttershy's neck. I would like nothing more than to go to Tartarus and express to Tirek my feelings about being used. All I ever wanted was a true friend, Fluttershy. I realize now that you and your friends are the true friends I've been searching for. Tirek needs to know how I feel. Of course, deep down, Fluttershy was against the idea and wanted to object to Discord going to Tartarus alone. After all, she remembered that Twilight and the other princesses had gone there to offer him a chance of being reformed like Discord, only for Tirek to coldly denounce the idea and proclaim that he would rather stay in Tartarus than befriend the creatures that his brother had. But Discord was her friend, and she would much rather honor Discord's wishes than argue with him about this idea of his. I wouldn't go if I were you, Discord, but if that's what you want, then... Fluttershy had trouble finishing her sentence, but knew that she had to let Discord do this. All her life she had always been the timid one, and the recent encounter with the Breezies taught her to be strong and let events come and go as they please. I hope you understand what I'm doing, Fluttershy, said Discord as they hugged together once again. With a snap of his fingers, Discord disappeared and left Fluttershy alone on the hill. He was determined to let Tirek know what he thought about being used. After teleporting from the hilltop, Discord found himself at the gates of Equestria's basement, determined to find Tirek and release his frustration on him. Discord knew that he had to be careful, however, since Kerberos was on duty and the three-headed dog was rather vigilant. Upon seeing him, Discord knew that there had to be a way to get past him. How do you distract a three-headed dog? He thought to himself, and with a snap of his fingers, he transformed into Princess Celestia, although he had trouble trying to walk like the eldest of the Alicorn princesses. As soon as he approached the cell where Tirek was, Discord opened Celestia's wings and flew over to the three-headed dog. Thinking that it was really Celestia, Kerberos bowed to the disguised Discord and backed away from Tirek's cell, allowing him to pass. Discord then landed and walked up to the cage, bearing the depowered centaur inside. Tirek had just coldly turned down an offer to be free and learn the magic of friendship, sealing his fate for the rest of his life in prison. What are you doing here, princess? He huffed, his back turned from Discord's attention. Have you come to persuade me again to befriend you pathetic ponies? My answer is still no. Now get out of here and leave me alone! Why do you think I came here to offer you friendship? Asked Discord, talking in Celestia's voice. I've come to bring you a message from Discord. Discord knew that if he was going to truly confront Tyrek, he would have to get Tyrek to turn around and face him face to face. Tyrek! I order you to face me at once! The weakest centaur would not move, and using a carbon copy of his superior magic, Discord forced Tyrek to face him, and this only made Tyrek more annoyed as he was now staring at the supposed pony whom he had imprisoned in his place along with Luna and Cadus. Princess Celestia, I know why you are here. Have you come to gloat in front of me after my defeat? Had it not been for your youngest princess and her friends, I would have conquered Equestria as my own. So if you're here to mock me, do it now and leave before I decide to take your magic again. When the disguised Discord refused to move, Tyrek snarled and attempted to activate his magic draining powers, but found that he couldn't do it. He tried again, but he failed and growled in frustration. What have you done? What did you do to my powers? Don't you remember from the last time we were here? It's not what I have done. You lost your powers when you were returned here, and you will never use your powers ever again. But Tyrek remained defiant. You really think I can never use my powers ever again, Mayor? Had that pathetic fool Discord remained on my side, then I would never have lost him to begin with. If you're referring to Discord, then does he look something like this? At that moment, Discord shedded his disguise as Celestia, and Tyrek watched as the body of Celestia melted. He stuck out his lion paw and placed it on his ex-partner's throat. Tyrek snarled at this and attempted to break himself loose of Discord's grip. I wouldn't waste your time struggling. You're going to pay for what you made me do to my friends. Friends? You mean those pathetic equines who brainwashed you to believe in the magic of friendship? Discord didn't take this well, and used his magic to stretch out his arm rapidly and bang Tyrek against the back of his cage very hard, finally releasing his grip on him. You are weak-minded, Discord. Just like my brother Scorpion. Why, I used you once, and I can use you again. I'm afraid I don't associate with you anymore. I should never have listened to you, Tyrek. You turned me into a monster and made me hurt my friends. These ponies gave me a second chance, and you made me turn against them. Mind your manners, Discord. Just set me free, and I will once again give you friendship and freedom to create the world of chaos that you set out to desire. Isn't that what you were born to do? To turn Equestria into a land of chaos? Discord snapped his fingers, and 3 long chains and shackles came onto 3 of Tyrek's legs. Is this your answer? To have me shackled like the criminal I am? I gave you friendship and freedom to do whatever you want, and this is how you repay me? Friendship? You didn't give me friendship. You didn't give me freedom. You didn't give me magic. You gave me nothing! And at that moment, Discord, with glowing red eyes, raised his eagle claw and rose Tyrek into the air, with only the chains around his legs holding him down from going any further up, and 2 more chains appeared, shackling him on both of his arms. Tyrek struggled to get himself free, but it wasn't going to be possible. Release me at once, Discord! But Discord was not budging. It's not going to happen, Tyrek. I was a fool to believe your lies about friendship, and I am going to finish what I had set out to do. Discord continued to levitate the demonic centaur for a few moments, but then he realized something that made him regret what he was doing right now. The glowing red eyes disappeared, and he released his grip on the tear, throwing him to the floor on the cage very hard. Why should I do this to you? It would mean nothing. This is where you belong now, in the depths of Equestria with only the 3-headed dog for company. Without saying goodbye, Discord snapped his fingers and disappeared, not wanting to do any more harm. By the time that Luna had raised the moon, Fluttershy was still sitting on the edge of the hill overlooking the valley where Twilight and Tyrek had their confrontation. The wind was growing stronger, and the scarf that Discord made for her was not keeping her cool for very long. Discord's been gone for a while. I think I'd better look for him, she thought to herself. And so Fluttershy flew off in search of her chaotic friend, and eventually came to the spot where Discord's thinking tree usually was. But to her surprise, it wasn't there, and Fluttershy was now wondering what Discord was up to. But before she could do anything else, however, she suddenly disappeared, and found herself in a strange realm where everything chaotic was taking place. "You must have been wondering where I was, Fluttershy," called a voice, and the timid Pegasus came up to a house that kept turning upside down. A knowing feeling confirmed to Fluttershy that this was Discord's house, and she flew over to it. "Discord, are you in there?" She knocked on the door, and the door opened to reveal Discord wearing a pink bathrobe and bunny slippers, with a cup of what appeared to be coffee in his eagle claw. Fluttershy entered, though she could see that something was troubling him. "Is everything all right?" "Yes, everything is fine. I'm just tired from my visit to T-Rex, that's all." He then walked over and came over to his couch, sitting down while sighing heavily. Fluttershy then joined him on the couch and sat next to him. "Care for a drink?" asked Discord, trying to perk up for his friend. When Fluttershy nodded, Discord snapped his fingers, and his tall floor lamp walked over to the kitchen and brought out a cup of tea for Fluttershy, handing it to her like a butler. "Why, thank you," replied Fluttershy as the lamp tipped its top and walked back to its normal spot. "Who knew furniture could be so polite? Must have been from all those lessons I taught you on manners." Fluttershy took a sip of her tea, and it was at this point she needed to find out what happened at Tartarus. "Now, care to tell me what happened in Tartarus?" "You sure about that? How about cucumber sandwiches instead? I made them myself." This didn't bode well with Fluttershy, who was just about to use her stare on Discord in an effort to get him to talk. Realizing that he could not hide the truth any longer, Discord snapped away at the sandwiches and let out a heavy sigh. "All right, I'll tell you everything that happened, but only because you asked me." Fluttershy keenly listened in on what her friend was going to say, and Discord sighed heavily as he spun his revelations on what had happened. "You see," Discord produced a small screen which showed what exactly happened in Tartarus. "I went into Tartarus because I was still feeling cheated by T-Rex when he offered me power over friendship. I figure if I go down and show him how I feel, I could at least release some of that frustration. But it wasn't to be." Fluttershy's mouth then dropped when she saw the horrible shot of Discord using his magic to shackle T-Rex's wrists to the cage and lift him up, almost as if Discord was going to do the unimaginable. "Discord! What were you doing?" "Fluttershy, I couldn't control myself at that moment. I made a grave mistake by betraying Equestria to him. I had a chance to speak up, but I didn't, and every little angry feeling I had inside of me came out." Fluttershy could only stare with her eyes wide open. She continued to see the dark side of her friend play out on the tiny screen. With each moment she saw Discord torture T-Rex with his magic was a moment that made her skin crawl. Tears began to form in her eyes, and when Discord saw his friend cry, he snapped away the screen and pulled Fluttershy into a tight hug. "Why would you do that, Discord? There are better ways to assert yourself than that." "I know, you're right, my dear Fluttershy, but that was something I couldn't control. He made me hurt you and your friends. It was because of me that Twilight lost her library. It was because of me that Princess got sent to Tartarus. All this would have happened if it wasn't for me. I wanted to correct what I did, but I took it too far." Discord's emotions poured out of his soul, and for a good long while the two continued to cry out their sorrows, until Discord's floor was wet from all the tears they had produced. Once they had calmed down, Fluttershy let out a ragged sigh and spoke next. "Discord, I forgive you for what you did. Not just for what happened, but for everything that happened when you were with T-Rex. You were just misled, and were played for a fool." "I want you to know something, Fluttershy. As of now, I'm going to live up to my name as Master of Chaos. All my life I wanted to find a friend to call my own, and I found it right here. You and your friends have given me friendship, you and your friends have given me magic, and you and your friends have given me everything that I could ever ask for." Touched by what she had heard, Fluttershy smiled as she looked back at the Discord, before the two friends embraced each other even tighter than ever.